Hey friends, I'm Augie. Welcome to another edition of Augie's Running Club. We've got another great running story for you today. It's Wednesday. I call it Hump Day, Bump Day. So let's get this thing moving here. I'm going to start my treadmill, get our tunes going. All right, tunes are going. Go ahead and get moving up to a recovery pace. As we always do, first 10 minutes of every workout, we're just getting warmed up here. Recovery pace, if that's a new term for you, don't worry about it. I'll tell you all about what that means here in just a second. So if you are here for the first time, welcome. I always like to start each run by explaining, since this is a brand new thing, what this is, why I'm doing it, how it all works. So what is this? This is Augie's Running Club. It is a completely online running club. Just started it a few weeks ago in the midst of this whole quarantine business. And it's all about creating something that is literally open and welcoming to anyone, anywhere in the world at any fitness level. Whether it's someone who's running right now or has never run a day in their life, it is open to literally everyone. It's completely free, easy to join, all done online. And so who is this for? Like I said, it's for, in my mind, just about anybody and everybody. But I always like to think that fitness and running in general are a lot more fun when we do it together. Like many people, I enjoy running alone. It's nice to have that mental break from time to time. But I've also discovered that when I can run and work out amongst a group, I push myself more. I'm more accountable. I've got people supporting me and people helping me to achieve my goals. So that's what we're looking to create here with Augie's Running Club, is an environment, a community, an online community that is supportive, that helps us all come together no matter where we are in the world, literally, as well as where we are in terms of our fitness level, and enjoy something like running, because it's something that can literally be life-changing. I know it's changed my life. So what I'm looking to do with this is to get more people into the sport. I know I'm seeing a lot more people out there running and walking, because that's one of their only options right now, which is amazing. But I also know that, this is the kind of sport that can be a little bit intimidating. I know that even still now, after running for 20 plus years, I still get intimidated and I worry about whether or not I fit into a group. Am I fast enough? Am I fit enough? Am I thin enough? Do I have the right body type? Am I a real runner compared to some of these other people that I know? I know that those are the thoughts that go through just about everyone's mind. And those are the things that really usually leave us to feel like I'm better off doing this by myself. So what we're looking to create here is something totally different that takes that idea and just turns it completely on its head. So we're not going to track miles, we're not going to track pace, we don't care about any of those things. What we are going to do is we create these group-based running workouts that we make available every single day, Monday through Friday, via podcast. So there's an audio version, there's a video version, and what this is really aiming to do is give you something new and different every single day that you can follow along to and help yourself make that daily progress. And we all do the exact same workout each day. We do it together, and it's all about focusing on starting with where we are and just getting a little bit better and better every single day. It's about continuous improvement. It's not about pushing yourself so hard today that you don't even show up again tomorrow. We take baby steps here. So every single workout is aiming to get just a little bit better. So we show up, we do the work, we support one another, and magical things happen from that. So whether or not your goal is to run a particular race or distance, whether your goal is just to feel better, feel healthier, whether your goal is just to have a community that can be a lot of fun to be a part of, all of those things are something that you can get as part of our club. So the way every single workout is going to go is that we do these based on intensity. So these are 45 minutes workouts that are offered every single day. First 10 minutes is a warm-up. Last 5 minutes is a cool down. The 30 minutes in between is where things really start to vary. And every day looks a little bit different. So today is Hump Day, Bump Day. It's a Wednesday. In this particular run, we always do some sort of hill-based workout. And it's all set to hip-hop music. It's a nice, easy recovery after a pretty intense run on Tuesdays. So today we're going to be focusing on intensity level that is what I would describe as moderate. So intensity levels are something you're going to hear me talk about in every single workout that we do. And there's 5 levels. So this also matches up really closely to what you've probably seen or heard of around heart rate zones. So if you have an Apple Watch or any other kind of heart rate monitor, you can use that. And it should jive with what I'm talking about in terms of these zones. But level 1 is absolutely the easiest kind of pace that you can go at. For a lot of people, it's just a brisk walk. That's what I'm doing right now. Might even be a really, really slow jog for others, but that's what's called your recovery pace. The opposite end of that spectrum, level 5, is really close to your maximum heart rate. That's what I like to call oh shit zone. It's really rare that we ever even get to that zone because it really wears you out, but there are times throughout the week where we will do some work in that zone. Most of these workouts are going to be somewhere in between level 1 and at the max getting into that level 4 zone. So level 1 is recovery, level 2 is what I call easy, level 3 is steady pace, level 4 is hard, and level 5 is oh shit. As we go through each one of these workouts, I'm going to be referring to these different levels, and I'm also going to be showing you on my screen, if you are watching on video, what that intensity level looks like based on my own heart rate, and show you how you can use some different tools to make sure that you're staying in the right zone. If you're listening to audio and you don't have a heart rate monitor of your own, you can simply listen along. I'm doing this run live, so you're going to hear me, you're going to hear my breathing especially, and I want you to try to make sure that you're synchronized with that. So if you're hearing my breath start to sound a little bit winded, that's where you want to be in terms of matching me in terms of the overall intensity of the workout. So last thing that I'll say, try your best to follow along, but we're all starting in a different place. So give it your all. You already are here. You did the hardest part. You showed up for the workout. Do your best to follow along with it. Get in the intensity zone. But I always tell people, listen to your body. If you have a heart rate monitor, that'll help you just to have something clearly measurable. But if you don't, just listen to yourself. Listen to your breathing. And if you need to back it off, perfectly fine. No judgments, no yelling, no one here to just push you beyond a place that you need to go. You know, it's all about starting from where you are and just continuous improvement. Show up again tomorrow and we'll focus on being even better. So lastly, we've got 3 minutes before we kick off today's core of our workout. As I always do, I'm going to tell you about things that I'm using as part of my overall running regimen that I think will be able to help you out as well. So the first thing, since I'm here on camera, you can see on my wrist, I've got this black band that I'm wearing. That is my heart rate monitor, and that's from a company called Whoop. Whoop is pretty interesting. I'll show you a different view on the camera if you're following along there. What you can see here is Whoop is something that I wear 24/7, so it tracks my heart rate all the time, including on all of my workouts, and it helps me understand every single day my overall level of strain of everything that I'm doing, including the stresses of work, the stresses of family, the stresses of everything else going on in the world, as well as what I'm doing in terms of these workouts. And it helps me make sure that I'm staying recovered well, factors in all of my sleep, and puts it into a really simple interface so that I can understand my overall sense of wellness. And the cool part is that when I do these workouts, that's what I'm seeing visually in front of me to make sure that I'm staying in the right zone. Second, you'll see in this particular video that I'm showing right now, if you're listening, you'll just have to, I'll tell this vivid story. I'm wearing some pretty snazzy running shoes that just got released last week from a company you've probably heard of, but maybe don't think of as a running company, and this is Allbirds. Allbirds has been something that I've known about and been a fan of for years now. I like the sleek simplicity of their designs, but Allbirds just last week announced that they are now in the running shoe game. I've worked in this particular industry for 15 years. Didn't expect Allbirds to necessarily jump into it, but I love the fact that they are. I love their mission around sustainability. I also like the minimized look of their shoes. So these are Allbirds running shoes. Trying them out for the first time today. They literally just arrived on my doorstep this morning. So I'll be telling you guys about what my experience is as I take these guys on a run. The third screen that I'm going to show you here is the Zwift Cam. And this is what I use. I do most of these workouts on a treadmill in my garage. So this is what I use to make treadmill running a lot more interactive and fun than it usually is. I'm able to visualize all my metrics like heart rate, make sure that I'm staying in the right zones. And today I actually get to run through a virtual replica of New York Central Park. So like I said, just an easy way. This is a completely free game. If you are a treadmill runner like me, aiming to just stay inside right now, or if you like to kind of just get those efficient workouts in, this is another great thing that can supplement each one of these runs. that I'm doing with Augie's Running Club. So you'll be seeing that throughout the run today. I'll be referencing it if you're just listening to the audio podcast. But we got 10 seconds and we're about to have some fun. You guys ready? All right. I can hear all of your responses, by the way. So I'm going to go back to my webcam. Here we are. And now what I want you to do is just pick up the pace. And we're looking to get into our easy zone. So that's level 2. And I'll start to sound like a broken record here, but I'll say it again and again and again. You are the one that's selecting what your pace is right now. Doesn't matter what it is, the critical factor is you get into the proper zone. So what you'll start to hear from my voice, if you are just following along on audio, is you'll start to hear me taking a little bit, a few more breaths. My sentences will start to sound a little shorter as my body starts to, utilize a little bit more strain because I'm picking up the intensity. So what we're doing in this particular 30-minute block of the workout is, again, these are usually intervals. This is an interval where we're aiming to do a rolling hill type of interval. So it's gonna be 4 minutes at this nice and easy pace, followed by 1 minute of a rolling hill. So for me, I'm on the treadmill. This is really easy. If you're outside, what I want you to do is just take that 1 minute and increase your intensity level by running faster. If you do have a set of stairs around wherever you are, you could use that. But all we're trying to do for that 1 minute time is get our heart rate up, get into that different intensity level, and then we're gonna bring it right back down. So 4 minutes easy, 1 minute getting into what I call that steady intensity zone, level 3. Sound good? All right. Gotta tell you guys, so far I'm pretty impressed with these Allbirds. Really smooth, really nice cushioning. Was not expecting that necessarily, but most of their stuff with their shoes, the materials that they're using, I want to say the foam in their shoes is made from sugar cane or something crazy like that, because it's obviously meant to be a lot more sustainable than the synthetic rubbers and plastics that are typically used in shoes. So knowing that, I was like, I don't know how good that's gonna feel, how well that's gonna absorb that impact, but so far so good. These are feeling really nice. Really quickly show you guys on my Zwift cam what I'm paying attention to. Upper left corner, my heart rate has gotten into a green zone. In Zwift, green is associated with that level 2 heart rate zone. I'm not sure what the Apple Watch zones look like, but if you are using that, that's typically another indicator that you want to utilize to just make sure that you're staying in that right zone. So level 2 zone is all we're looking for right now. So you've got 30 seconds left, and then we're gonna hit that first hill. And these are rolling hills, so we're not looking for anything too aggressive, just something that's gonna increase that intensity level, get us up into level 3 for a bit of time, and then we're gonna come right back down. So here we go, 5 seconds. Let's hit that first rolling hill. You'll probably start to hear it in my breath in just a second here. Breathe in a little bit harder, but I can still have a pretty clear conversation. Almost halfway through this first rolling hill. Actually feels kind of good after yesterday. If you didn't do yesterday's workout, yesterday is called Tempo Tuesday, so it's a tempo run. Pretty aggressive My legs are feeling a little worn out. So it's kind of nice to do something a little bit lower intensity today. Give my legs a break, but still get that mental break that I look for when it comes to running. So we got 5 seconds. All right, now we're gonna come right back down to that easy intensity pace, wherever that was for you. All right, that was our first rolling hill, you guys. How you feeling? All right. So I noticed that in that first one, when I increased the incline, I got up to my upper limit of level 2, not quite all the way into my level 3. So this next time around, I'm probably gonna increase the incline a little bit more, maybe speed it up a touch, just to make sure I'm getting into that proper zone. Oh, there's the shoe cam. Shoes are looking good, feeling good. All right. Really important thing that I'll use this opportunity to stress. When I first got into running, I thought running was all about just being as fast as you possibly can be. And that's what, you know, my association was, is that if I can't run fast, then I'm not a real runner. I can remember moments as a teenager just absolutely hating running because I played sports and, you know, baseball, football, things like that. Running was your punishment. And for me, I was in a place where, as a teenager, I was overweight, not feeling great about myself. So anytime that I had to run, I wound up running pretty slow. And that always equated to running more as punishment. Eventually to the point where I just stopped doing it altogether. And that just made everything so much worse. And a couple years later, I rediscovered running, but in a completely new and different way. That it wasn't something about being fast. It wasn't about a race amongst all these other people. And I started just running for myself. I started with where I was, and I focused on just getting better and better every single day. Started super slow, and eventually, by showing up and just putting the work in each day, I got a little bit faster, and eventually found myself doing things that I could have never, ever imagined when I was a kid. When I was that teenage kid who hated running. I found myself doing a half marathon, and then from there doing a full marathon, and then from there doing a 50K, and then 20 years into it, last year I do a 50-mile run. Again, not fast, not worried about how fast I was going, but more so focused on just the process. Just showing up each day, enjoying the run, aiming to get a little bit better in terms of my overall fitness level. And as I've done that, I've been able to do things that I could have never, ever imagined. And if you find yourself in that same place right now, that's the exact reason we're doing this way, is that you just got to show up. That's the hard part. And when you show up and you just take these little baby steps, and you've got people around you that are supporting you, when you do that enough times, really crazy stuff happens. So we're at that next hill, rolling hill, increasing that incline, increasing the intensity a little bit here for me. See if I can get that heart rate up. I'm gonna switch my Zwift cam so you can see my heart rate. And again, we're not trying to go crazy here. We're just trying to get into that level 3 zone. got 15 seconds left. All right, and come back down. All right, seeing on my heart rate there, got it into that yellow zone. You will see a bit of a delay if you are watching the video for my heart rate in terms of when I'm doing the actual interval and when my heart rate jumps. You can also hear it probably now. My breath is a little bit more shallow, but that tells me I got into the right zone. So that's what you should be experiencing as well. So we got our first 2 intervals done. We got 4 more of those, guys. So yeah, just kind of picking up on where I left off before we hit that hill is when you think Augie's Running Club, I want you to be thinking continuous improvement, little baby steps. And that is something that can make sense no matter where you're starting from, whether you literally just got off the couch or whether you've got big aspirations to run a 100-mile race, a super fast marathon, or whatever it may be. Maybe your aspirations have nothing to do with any of the things that I just talked about. I know a lot of people who get into running simply because it gives them something different from a health aspect that they haven't been able to get otherwise. They couldn't care less about running races and things like that. But still, I think everybody has that thing internally around wanting to improve, wanting to feel better, some people want to perform better, want to be able to run longer, run faster. If all you want to do is just feel healthier, this works for you. You know, if you want to lose weight, this can be a great option for you. So this is all about us coming together as a community and supporting that desire, that drive that we all have, because it really has nothing to do with how fast we're doing it. It has everything to do with starting with where we are and building from where we are, and us coming together as a community to support that. So we've got another minute before we hit that next rolling hill. I'm getting nice and sweaty here. So one thing I'm realizing too is that at parts where we're in an easy pace, you might not even be able to hear my breath very well compared to when we get into those higher zones. So one thing that you can do is try to practice this. Have a conversation with yourself. Say a few sentences. It's okay, we won't think you're weird, we're all weird. But just give yourself that little check-in to know that you're getting yourself into that next zone. All right, so there we go. Get into this next hill, 1 minute. Another rolling hill. Rolling, 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 rolling. I promise you guys, I'm not gonna sing or embarrass myself or my mom too much on these videos or this podcast. Just a little bit, the right level of embarrassment. Halfway there. Got into that yellow zone. Level 3, there we are. And we're just gonna stay right there. Five seconds. All right, bring it back down. Nice and easy rolling hills. Right in that middle of level 3. That's all we're looking to do today. And if you're joining this particular run, oh no, I ruined my music again. Sorry for the distraction. Oh, technology. Trying to do too many things at once. I hit one button, my music goes out the window. But like I said, continuous improvement, that's what I'm all about in a lot of different ways, not just when it comes to running. So bear with me, we're still getting a lot of this stuff figured out. I'm a one-man show when it comes to the production and taking you through each one of these runs. So I promise I'm learning something every day. I'm getting better every day, and I hope you are too. So speaking of that, I want to tell you a little bit about what you can expect throughout the rest of the week from Augie's Running Club. So today is Wednesday, like I said. We're gonna finish out the week. Tomorrow is called Throwdown Thursday. It's a traditional track type workout where the intervals that we're doing are short bursts, probably 2 minutes to 4 minutes at the top length. And these get into that level 4, level 5 zone, that oh shit zone. This is probably the most intense workout that we do of the week, where we're really pushing it. We're really focused on improving that overall level of fitness to get faster, to feel stronger. So if you've ever done a track workout, it'll feel very similar. If you haven't, be ready to give it your all. And like I said, start somewhere. Showing up is the most important part. You can always back it off if your body tells you that you're still kind of working your way toward it. So that's Thursday. Friday is what I call Feel Good Friday. It's another run similar to this, where it's, you know, what would be described as more of a recovery type of run. Something that really brings the intensity level down, allows you to still get a really good run in, but do it in a way where you're allowing yourself to take a break from the previous day, because Thursday is going to kick your butt for sure. So, and then going back to the beginning of the week, Mondays are what we call Manic Monday. Gets really nice and crazy, moderate level intensity. Tuesday's a tempo workout called Tempo Tuesday. That's probably our second most intense workout of the week. And then we get back here to Wednesday, where we're doing some sort of iteration of a nice easy pace run with a few hills thrown in. So we got 20 seconds. We're gonna hit our next interval. Again, 1 minute, increasing that intensity so that you get into that level 3 zone. Somewhere right in the middle of it is where you wanna be. So you got 5 seconds. Here we go. I have now entered level 3 zone. We got 20 seconds left. 5 seconds. And bring it back down. All right. So I got into that level 3 zone. Now I slowed things down. Heart rate dropping down. That's what you should be feeling as well. And you're crushing it right now. You got 4 of those done. You only got 2 more. And it's a wrap. Let's go. Got a little over a minute and a half before we hit our next rolling hill. I'm feeling pretty good. Not breathing hard. And that's the goal for today. If you're feeling really, really winded, it means that you may have been going a little bit too hard at certain parts of today's workout. You might need to back it off a bit. When it comes to running, one of the things that I had to learn is that there's a way you can run and actually be recovering at the same time. And it's this really, really low intensity stuff that actually makes a huge difference. So if you were like me and you thought of running as like, I need to be able to be intense all the time, all day, every day, you got it backwards. This stuff, like what we're doing right now, the low intensity stuff, where you could be running with a friend, having a full conversation, or talking to me right now, and sounding like high sound. That's where most of the work happens. That's where most of the gains are made. And that's why I keep saying the most important thing is that you just show up. Because running is a skill just like a lot of other things, that you show up, you start with where you're at, and you just focus on continuous improvement every single time out. And I can still remember what it felt like when I absolutely hated running, and I wondered how people could have a conversation while they were running because I was just gasping for air. And now I can do that because I've had to build up that skill, build up that muscle, that strength for my body to be able to do that pretty easily. So that said, we just hit our next rolling hill. Intensity level needs to come back up. I'm gonna run this 1 minute, and then I gotta go back and restart the music again. That's the hard part of a live show, you guys. You mess up one little thing, you can't stop. You're in the thick of this thing. But it's also a reminder that the only thing that matters is just doing the work. Showing up, doing it, whether you got the music, whether you got the new shoes, whatever. You show up, you do the work. Everything else is secondary. 15 seconds left. Now you can hear me breathing. That's what you need to sound like during these intervals. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. All right, you've done 5 hills now. You only got 1 more left to go. Okay, we got about 2 minutes before we hit that next and very last hill. So give it your all, finish strong. I gotta say, hip-hop music is probably the best when it comes to these types of workouts. That just slow, rolling hill. I think it pairs perfectly. Funny thing about music, just being able to fit perfectly with the mood that you're in or the mood that you want. I also find that it fits perfectly with the type of workout that we're trying to do for that particular day. So something like this, a little bit more of that slow, laid back type of music, I think just pairs so well to make sure that we're keeping our intensity level down, which sometimes can be harder than the opposite, which is getting it pumped up. So that's just another thing that you can look forward to. Yeah, feedback on the music. Would love to hear it. And in case I didn't cover it earlier, there is a different music theme with every single run that we do Monday through Friday. So Monday, it's manic. So we're a little bit all over the place, a lot of mashups and mix-ups. Tuesday is up-tempo dance music. Wednesday is hip-hop. Throw down Thursday, we get into some hard rock, something that really gets intense. And on Friday, it's Feel Good Friday, so it's just fun, easygoing music. Sends you into that weekend feeling really, really good. So I gotta put our last song on here as we start to bring this thing to a close. As I mentioned, in 15 seconds, you've got 1 more rolling hill, 1 minute in length, and then after that, we got a 5-minute cool down. All right, let's go. One last one. Hit that hill strong. Get up into that level 3 zone. Maybe see if you can get it into that upper end of that level 3 zone on this final hill. You got 10 seconds left in this very last hill repeat. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Nice work. So you can see here, up in the upper left corner, got an orange color there. Actually worked my way to the very edge of level 4 on that last one, which is again about the threshold that I wanted to be able to get to. Hopefully that's where you push yourself to as well, but not too far beyond that. So there you are. Congratulations, you just finished hump day, bump day. So what you're gonna want to do now, start by just going back to that same easy pace that you were maintaining. And each minute, we're gonna start to kind of bring that intensity level down a little bit more to eventually wind up in that level 1 recovery type of zone. And eventually get to a place where we can call it a day. So I know I got at least one more song left in here. I promise you guys, tomorrow, my technical skills are gonna be a lot stronger. All right, bring that intensity level down a little bit. Should be able to speak nice and clearly now. Have an easy conversation with yourself. Tell yourself how awesome you are for joining today's workout and finishing it. I would absolutely love it if you could join us tomorrow for Throwdown Thursday. I know it gets crazy, but I'm going to be right there with you. We're in this together, and together we're going to do some amazing things. So same time, you'll have this in your inbox or wherever you find it, podcast, whatever. You'll have it somewhere by the time you wake up on Thursday morning. Or no, Wednesday morning. This one will be Wednesday. Throwdown Thursday is tomorrow. So like I said, let's get intense tomorrow. Take this day for what it is. Thank you again for joining me on this adventure, on this journey. If you happen to do this today for the first time, congratulations. Hopefully it was something new and different. Hopefully you felt like you weren't out there doing this alone. And if that's the only thing that you take away from this, is that you don't have to do this by yourself. No matter what you're aspiring for, whether it's life change or goal attainment, I think we're all so much more effective if we know that we're doing this together, that we're not doing it alone. So I thank you again for joining me. If you have friends that you think would come into this and enjoy it too, absolutely 100% spread the word. You can find these podcasts, video, audio, and all the different places you would expect to find them. All the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can find the videos on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram TV, anywhere you'd expect to find this kind of stuff. I can almost guarantee you it's there. So please make sure, tell a friend, bring someone new the next time that you come to do one of these workouts. And the last thing that I'll say, and I'm going to ask this of you at the end of every one of these workouts, is go to our social media channels, post something about today's workout, and more than anything, spread the love to somebody else. You see somebody posting something about the step that they took today, show them some love. We're all in this together. We could all use a little bit of that support. That's what this is all about. So please check us out, all the different social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm sure I'm forgetting some others, but go and spread the love, show some support to somebody else somewhere in the world working hard just like you. So thank you again for joining. You've been awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.